He's taking a picture of it.
That video. Hello. We're back in my kitchen, specifically because of the fact that my aunt gifted us this bad boy, nearly 7-pound can of chickpeas. She somehow got access to a restaurant supply store. I think it's the only place you can get something this big. Let's take a family photo. Oh God. Great, can't wait to eat ya. We've had this now since sometime late last year. We just haven't done anything with it because what does a family of 6 do with this many beans? I put off doing this because I knew that the second this can was opened, I was committing myself to eating, living, breathing chickpeas. I guess I'm ready now. I'm just gonna make a bunch of recipes. But before we get on with the video, if this is your first time seeing my face, hi, my name is Chia. I make videos here on the internet, and it would be so wonderful if you could subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss a single upload. Okay, time to take in, and we've got a massive 7-pound can of chickpeas to get to. Let's go. I'm not actually going anywhere. Bye. Okay, so day one, vegetarian chili and cornbread. I started by chopping up the vegetables. You can use whatever you want, but I just used some bell peppers, some celery, some onions, jalapeno, carrots, gotta get the rainbow, get all those micronutrients. Okay, here are the veggies, here are the ingredients, and here are the spices that I use. After that, you gotta stir up the onions and the jalapeno, get them all nice and soft, put the veggies in the pot, mix it up, just like that. Add the tomatoes and the black beans, realize that you forget to open this massive can of chickpeas, which took me so long. I kept missing spots, so I had to pry it open with a knife, but I got it. I got it and then walked over, almost spilled, but not quite. I don't need to narrate this part. You know how to drain a can of beans. I used just over 2 cans worth of beans and just dumped them in there along with the quinoa and the water and broth. And I also added some of these chilies. And I made a bit of a mess. Of course I did, but I also had so many beans left and made some cornbread. Okay, so this is the chili. Looks decent, except for if you consider all this liquid that I skimmed off the top. This is my hand for comparison. I don't know what happened because I followed the recipe pretty closely. 4 cups of broth and 2 cans of crushed tomatoes is a lot of liquid. Okay, so I'm gonna stop myself right there. What happened was I doubled the amount of tomatoes it called for. The recipe said use 2 14-ounce cans of tomatoes. So then I went ahead and used 2 28-ounce cans of tomatoes and then had the audacity to say, wow, this is a lot of liquid. This is a lot of liquid. Well, why do you think it's a lot of liquid? Dummy. I literally was so annoyed at myself. I was in bed at 11 p.m. and that's when it hit me. So yeah, off to a really great start. Okay, so I have the chili and the cornbread. I've never really understood that combination, but we have a lot of expired cornbread mix, so I figured I would just throw some in the oven. This recipe gave me a lot of grief. Let's taste her. It's kind of acidic. I added sugar to it to try and combat that, and it didn't work. It's okay. I've had better chili. So already this is the bottom of the rung. Let me try the cornbread with chili. Y'all can keep that. Thanks though. Day 2. Today we're making some lentils and chickpeas with chapati. Delicious. My mom usually makes lentils a certain way, but I decided to add some chickpeas this time to kind of use them up. I used about 2 cups of chickpeas to add to it once she'd finished cooking the lentils. Then she chopped up and added the carrots. I was really just being her helper, filming everything and mixing, but she was doing all the hard work. So thanks, Mom. Love ya. After we mixed it, we moved everything to a different pan so we could saute the onions with some tomatoes and some spices, and then we added some water to deglaze the pan a little bit and mix around all those flavors, the seasoning. And then lastly, we added the beans and vegetables to that other pot so they could all combine the flavors and let it simmer before you get the masterpiece, the finished dish. And the same aunt who gave us a can of chickpeas made us some chapati and put it in our freezer for us. She's literally sponsoring this entire video. Okay, so day 2, lentils. Okay, so I'm gonna narrate this part. I'm back. Basically, you just eat chapati like and like lentils with your hands, and you typically do eat it with just lentils. At least that's how my aunt always makes it for us. But I decided to add chickpeas, like I said, to use them up. It was super good. It's not like I've never had it before. I've just never like done it with chickpeas. But if you have a Kenyan aunt who makes you chapati, go to her. Don't walk, run. Ask her for chapatis and lentils, okay? Made with extra love. And you will have, honestly, such a great meal. But I really enjoyed it. So good. 10 out of 10, as you can tell by my dancing and my aggressive threats to make it. So day 3, we made sweet potato and chickpea enchiladas. First up, I had to peel the sweet potato and cut it up so then I could just throw it into the microwave and steam it because I'm lazy and I did not want to use an oven twice. So after I did that, I tried making enchilada sauce and burned the first batch, but it's fine. It's okay. Take 2, just blend up some chilies. And then in a pot, I had some oil and flour and seasonings until they thickened up. And then I finally added the chilies to make the actual sauce. And then I diced up some onions and some jalapenos so that I could throw them into a pan with some oil, get them softened up before I added the seasonings. Mix that around before I deglazed it. And then finally I mashed up the chickpeas and added the sweet potatoes to incorporate them better before throwing it all into the pot with all the seasonings. I also ended up adding some cheese and some enchilada sauce just to kind of help it hold together better in the wrap. And my little brother and I, we just wrapped them up together, and that was a cute little bonding activity. Don't mind his ashy hands, it's fine, we don't care. And then I just put some sauce on top, get it saucy.
Oh, you're gonna need more than that. Come on, sprinkle. Get the edges too. Look at this naked edge right here.
Here?
Yes.
Can I sprinkle some?
Doing great, sweetie. Hit it. Yes, dress her up.
You open the oven?
Throw that in there.
Oh, are you okay? Okay, so for today we've got enchiladas. These are honestly so soft. I think I probably could have left them in the oven for like 5 or more minutes. But last time I made them, they were crunchy. It was so crunchy. Gosh, okay. They're good. It's the sweet potato. The sweet potato is so good. I was only even like putting it in there because they were kind of tough, but I salvaged what I could and it was a good choice. Also, I made the sauce. Last time I just bought it from Lidl, so I'm really popping off. Try it. Try it. So day 4, I made hummus and falafel wraps. Oh my goodness, I love falafel so much. You gotta soak the dried chickpeas overnight and then boom, they're bigger, ready to be blended with all the stuff in the food processor so that they can be nice and homogenous before you make them into patties. And I baked them, which isn't official, but it's what I did. While they were in the oven, I made the hummus, which is just a lot of blending. You add the lemon and the tahini, you blend, you scrape down the sides, then you blend, then you add the onion, the olive oil and the cumin, then you blend some more. And then you add the chickpeas and guess what? You blend some more. And then after that, you have to add water until it's the right texture and you blend some more. And then finally it's ready. And the falafel was a little burned, but it was good still. For the taste test, I'm just gonna try on some falafel, this like chickpea action. Hummus isn't an actual meal. It's gonna be like a very low-key taste test. The meal is gonna be like falafel hummus wraps, but I wanna get to see what the hummus is like by itself. To be honest, I'm not a very big hummus fan. Like, it's okay, but I don't go crazy for it. Cheers. Why is that so good? My mind is blown. If you don't like hummus, try making it yourself. Makes all the difference. It is so creamy. Oh my God.
I was way too starving to show the falafel wrap. Oops, but here are some clips of it. Rare instance where I ate before the camera did, ha ha ha.
So I didn't film an outro when I made this because I was hoping to do one more day and then I just ended up not doing that. Like life happened and got in the way. But it was a good week. I think I will say that my favorite recipe had to be the falafel wraps. I don't even know why I had to think about that. I love falafel. Oh my God, it's so good. I ended up using the chickpeas a lot quicker than I thought. I really thought it was going to take me like 6 or 7 different recipes to get through the entire thing. But I just used a bunch of recipes that required more than one can and that got rid of them. I have about a cup left in my freezer now because it's not going to happen anytime soon. I think I'm done with chickpeas for the time being. I'll put the recipes that I can in the description box down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, but you didn't subscribe, now is the time to do that. But that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Hey.
our bodies higher and higher.